Are you planning a visit to the Kremlin area in the centre of Moscow? Have you ever wondered just what it looks like? If you have answered yes to any of these two questions, then this short video is just for you. Hello, it's Joe Baker here again with another short video of our trips and guides around Moscow. And as I've pointed out before, I'm not a professional video maker. In fact, right in front of me now is an iPhone. Behind that is a makeup light, and the only professional bit of equipment is the microphone, and that's it. But what I am good at is tour guiding, and I don't mean to blow my own trumpet about that, but I mean, I've done hundreds upon hundreds of tours throughout Ireland. I've done hundreds of tours throughout Europe, and I've done hundreds of tours throughout Russia, particularly in the cities of Moscow, St. Petersburg and Volgograd, which is better known as Stalingrad. Now, whenever we bring people on these tours, people enjoy them because we put an awful lot of work and a lot of research into the subject matter. And unfortunately, everybody can't go on our tours. So what we do here, and the purpose of these short videos, is to give you an idea of what to expect. So you can't come on our tour, so we'll bring our tour to you. And these short videos, as I explained, are very simple. They're very easy to watch, obviously, but there's no complications, there's no subscriptions, there's nothing. All you have to do is watch. And if you want to have an enjoyable time, then these are the videos that are going to show you how to do it. If you've clicked onto this video, then it's obvious that you have some sort of a plan to visit Moscow. And if you visit Moscow, the one place you have to visit is indeed the Kremlin. And as I pointed out earlier, the purpose here is to give you a simple guide of what to expect, what you'll see, and once you get there, and to have a look around. And the whole purpose, as it says, is for it to be a simple guide for you to watch this and then know what to go and see. Now, the other thing that I need to point out too is that all the photographs that you're going to be looking at were taken by me. So what I seen, you're going to see. So none of the photographs are from Shutterstock or from any online photographic. They're taken by me, and that's going to give you the perfect example of what you're going to see, what you're going to do, and how you're going about doing it. A sad feature about people visiting Moscow is that whenever tourists go to it, I would say as high as 90% see Red Square, the Kremlin, the area around it, and that is it. People fail to realize just how big Moscow is, and Moscow is a real massive city. Population 15.5 million. It is humongous. And whenever people are going about, they obviously they're there for the first time, taxis. But what we always recommend is to use the Moscow Metro, and the Metro is an absolute beautiful sight to be seen. It is so impressive that it is an entire day out just to see the Metro. But for this video, we're looking at the Kremlin, and in future videos we'll be looking at Red Square, we'll be looking at the Metro, of course, and then we'll be looking at the likes of the Space Museums, Victory Park, you know, all of the different art and all sorts of stuff that you can go and see, and how you will go about to see it, i.e. the Metro. But as I says, this one here, we're just looking at the Kremlin, the small area around the Kremlin, but not Red Square. Red Square is going to be a different video, and as I says previously, this is to give you an idea of what you can expect to see the minute that you arrive there. So you've just left Red Square, and you're heading back towards the center of Moscow, and a 2-minute walk straight down, and as soon as you get to the back of the Historical Museum, which is one of the buildings on Red Square, you will simply turn left, and as soon as you do that, you're confronted with the massive gates of Alexander Gardens, which is basically from Red Square, the other side of the Kremlin. Now, as soon as you go through those gates, the first thing that's going to jump out at you is the changing of the guard. You're going to come across the grave of the unknown soldier, and with the grave, like all the graves of unknown soldiers throughout the world, there is a change in the guard. I have seen quite a few of these around the world, and this is the most impressive that I have ever seen, and it's just something that really will blow you away. So basically what it is, it's like all of them, it's a unknown soldier who is buried there from what the Russians call the Great Patriotic War, which is known to the rest of us as World War II. For that war, people forget just how much the Russians suffered. 26 million people died. 26 million. And for example, if you look at the Battle of Stalingrad, more people died in the Battle of Stalingrad than did in the entire western section of the war. That's everything from Normandy to the invasion of France to the Battle of Britain to the London Blitz. Everything. More people died in that one city than in the entire Western Front. Now, leaving all that aside, as a tourist, you're just coming to see the changing of guard, and as I said, the main one is the grave of the unknown soldier, but further on down you'll notice that there's small blocks and Russian words on each one, and basically what those blocks are is they're also the remains of unknown soldiers from main battles throughout the Russian campaign. Now, these remains are all from hero cities, and for the likes of Stalingrad, Leningrad, they have remains from them in these small blocks. So whenever they're doing the changing the guard and acknowledging the sacrifice of these people, they're doing it from all over what was then the Soviet Union. And to be honest with you, I think it is a real nice touch. It's a real it's a real surreal feeling whenever you're there. And as I said, the changing the guard is something that you really must see, and I recommend that's the first thing you do as soon as you get into Alexander Gardens. Now, whenever people are away, well, myself included, everybody, we always like to be polite. We don't like to offend anybody or anything like that. But if you're at the changing of the guard, or you're wanting to witness the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, what you need to do is, it happens at the top of the hour, every hour at the top of the hour, sorry. And what you need to do is you need to get there about 20 minutes before that, so about 22. And once you get a good spot, you defend that spot, because what tends to happen is that people come along, latecomers come along, and they try and push their way in front of you. So what you need to do is feel free to use your elbows and push them out of the way. Now, that's all fine and well if it's young children, because young children are below you, they're not going to block your view, but you would be surprised at the amount of adults who will try and push their way in front of you. So once you get a good spot to witness this, what to do is to defend it and don't move, and enjoy the whole spectacular occurrence of what is the changing of guard. So what I'm going to do now is just say no more and just allow you to witness this for yourself through a video that I shot myself the last time I was in Moscow. I'm sure you'll all agree that that is one hell of an impressive sight, and one that is certainly well worth going to see. And as I says earlier on, that takes place at the top of the hour, every hour, and that my recommendation is that you get there at least 20 minutes beforehand. As soon as you're finished watching the changing of the guard, you can have a look around the gardens, the Alexander Gardens themselves, and like all parks in Moscow, it is very impressive. You know, it's beautifully laid out, and for anybody, the gardeners out there, or anybody who likes flowers, it has spectacular flower beds laid out every all time of the year, except of course for winter when it's covered usually in 3 feet of snow. Now, once you make your way from the changing of the guard through the gardens, you just go to the other side, and once you get to the other side, there is a very impressive set of fountains. And when I say impressive, I mean they're impressive because in amongst the fountains in the small river itself is a whole series of large bronze monuments, and each one of these monuments is representative of a famous Russian fairy tale. Now, there's a few of them. Looking at them, I think they're familiar to fairy tales that we would know here, well, in the West, obviously, but they're very well worth a look at. Now, whenever you go along this fountain, you'll come till the very end, and at the end of it is a really impressive monument and fountain, and it's of 3 massive bronze horses, and that is something to behold, something to see. And once you walk around that, you'll get to a very impressive water tunnel, which is the only way I can describe it, because what it is, it's basically water shooting across the path, and whenever you look at it, you would be hesitant in going through it because you would automatically think you're going to get soaked. But take my word for it, you don't get soaked. It is perfectly safe, perfectly dry, and perfectly impressive, because it's something that you have to walk along and experience for yourself. It's a very short walk, it's only 30-40 foot, but it's worth going along. But as I says, just to reinforce the whole point here, once you get over, it's a really beautiful layout of a series of fountains and fairy tales, and it ends with the massive one of the 3 large bronze horses. Very worth going over to see. Once you go through the water fountain and you get to the other side, you'll come to there's an entrance to a metro station, and you ignore that for the time being, but just at the side of it, you'll see a set of steps up onto another very impressive series of gardens. But there's something different about these gardens, because once you're up, it once again, like the Alexander Gardens, very impressive. A lot of flower beds and gardens, and in the centre is a massive big glass dome of the world, and it's topped by a bronze monument of St. George killing the dragon. Now, there's a lot of people who would look at that and go, what has St. George got to do with Moscow? Surely he's English. But no, St. George is the patron saint of Moscow, and as you go around Moscow and look at different parts and come to different churches, you will see an awful lot of St. George, and that's the reason, because St. George, as I says, is the patron saint of Moscow itself. Now, if you're looking on your map or you're looking on your GPS, you will automatically note that you're at the Okhotny Raya department store shopping centre, and you'll be looking around because this is one of the largest shopping centres in the world, and you're going to be looking around going, where is it? Because you have 4 seasons ahead of you, you have the part of the Bolshoi Theatre behind you, and you're going to be looking around going, where is this massive department store? Well, the fact of the matter is, it's directly below your feet, because it is the world's largest underground department store, and it is massive. Now, to get to it, all you do is go to walk towards the Four Seasons Hotel, and once you get there, go down the steps and go into the main entrance to the shopping centre itself. And as soon as you go into that main entrance, the wow factor is going to strike you right away. I am not a shopper, as my wife will confirm. I hate shopping with a passion, and I am just a typical man. Whenever I need something, I just go to the shop, walk straight to get it, and straight out again. But this place really is wow, it's just so unbelievable, and it's so unbelievably huge. And the thing that you have to remember, this is all underground. And whenever you get to the centre of it, you heard me talking earlier on about the large glass dome of the world with St George on the top of it. Whenever you get to the centre of the shopping centre, that is the centrepiece, because that goes right down all 4 stories, right down to the bottom. And it, you know, you're not going to believe us, but the thing that I'm always saying to people is you need to remember that this department store is all underground, and that makes it even more impressive. Now, you're going to be able to spend an hour or two in here. No doubt the women are going to be able to spend several hours in here. But it really is, even if you're not a shopper, it really is worth exploring and having a look around, because it blew me away the first time I seen it, and I am quite confident that once you go into it, it'll blow you away as well. Now, once you walk through the department store, you will obviously you'll make your way back up onto the top floor and out, and you'll be led back out into, once again, the Alexander Gardens. And from there, it'll be the main feature of the whole area, which is, of course, the Kremlin itself. Now, if anybody's reading up on any of the tour guides or even a bit of a history on Russian, the Kremlin's a word you'll come across a lot. You know, we're all familiar with it because it's the seat of the Russian government. It's the seat of the superpowers sort of hold, you know, and very, very well known, right from communist times right up. But whenever people, you know, read about it, and they can sometimes be confused because they will read about different towns and cities throughout Russia, and the word Kremlin strikes up all the time, and they look at it and go, but I thought the Kremlin was in Moscow. The bottom line is there's quite a few Kremlins, because Kremlin just means fort, and there's quite a few forts throughout Russia, and even in Moscow itself there's you know, 1 or 2 Kremlins, because to give an example, the hotel complex that we stay at up at Izmailovska is they have the Kremlin, which is, you know, it's all made of wood and contains fantastic souvenir shops, and that'll be something we'll be doing on a covering in a future video. But as I said, it just means fort, and don't be getting confused whenever you read about Kremlins and other places. But for the purpose of our video, the Kremlin is the Moscow Kremlin is the most notable. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm never impressed by the Kremlin, because the Kremlin is more impressive from the outside than it is from the inside. And one of the remarkable things a lot of people, you know, want to do is they want to be able to say that they've been in the Kremlin. And of course you can't do that. You can't visit the inside, but you can't visit all of it. You can only visit a small part. You're not allowed near the government parts. You're not allowed anywhere near the presidential palace. And these things are all well guarded. So take my word for it. It's not as if you're going to stray into them. Now, whenever you're in Alexander Gardens, you just make your way to the ticket office. It's well signposted. It sticks out. You can't miss it. And once you're in the ticket office, there are several options. You can buy different tickets for different tours, you know, into the armory or into a treasury or into both or into cathedrals. But as I says, I'm never really impressed with the inside of it, because whenever you go inside and you go to the cathedrals, for example, yes, they are beautiful, and they are beautiful inside, but you have to pay in. There are hundreds of cathedrals and churches throughout the whole of Moscow which are free and which are absolutely stunning inside once you go in. So that's that once again, that'll be some for a future video, but just a little something to bear in mind. But whenever the tourists or the visitors go to Moscow, they don't care. They just want a ticket to go in through the gates so that they can say that they have been in the Kremlin. And to be honest with you, it is a nice wee thing to show off about. And so I hope you enjoyed this short video, and I hope that for those who are visiting, going to plan to visit Moscow, it'll give you something to aim for, something bit more of an idea of what to look out for and what to see whenever you visit the Kremlin area. But could I just ask people, once they're on the channel, could you please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for any future videos that we will be doing. We're hopefully planning to upload a video each week, and it'll cover different subjects. It'll cover visiting Red Square, it'll cover visiting the space museums, visiting Victory Park, you know, visiting all the sites that are worthwhile to go to in Moscow. And for anybody, as I said, who's interested in it, feel free to drop me a line. I'll try and advise you in the best way, best things to go and see and do, but these videos will hopefully help you to be able to do that. So thanks for watching, and don't forget, please hit the subscribe button. It'll not cost you a penny. You'll not be bombarded with emails or bombarded with marketing. It'll not do nothing. You just hit the subscribe button. It'll cost you nothing, but you will be helping me out massively and be doing me a massive favor. So again, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and as they say in Russia, spasibo.